All these guys, well, I met, wait, I don't know if I ever met Nate, now that I'm thinking about it. We met digitally.
Just via Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, he's a friend through Josh, but all of these guys...
The only person that I've interacted with in person on this whole thing is Josh.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go. I bring people together.
You do.
So, all these guys here, like... Well, except for Nate, who's new friend, but is like he is as joined in,
like old friend.
Yes, like old friend. Word hard for they are made for podcast, not podcast. They are made for whatever I'm doing here. the DMing,
Streaming. Oh yeah.
I'm also trying to find my notes. So
multitasking.
Let's see.
Talking and looking don't work well
there we
together.
go. I found it. I think that's it. Yep. So, let's see. Did that go back to the way it was? Alrighty. Yeah. So all these guys, this is the original group that originally doing D&D. Well, originally as Pathfinder content with, and then we realized we didn't feel like learning a new system, so we started D&D. And then originally it was going to be a podcast, and then it turned into a whole bunch of different things. But this is the group that I played a bunch of games with, a handful of games off stream.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when Josh got mad at me for pulling the crit card, and he's like, "I shouldn't get hurt." I'm like, "It's just what the card says. I'll pull a new one. I shouldn't get hurt."
That's like, yeah, that was the weirdest crit ever. I'm like, I shouldn't. The thing couldn't hit me.
Oh, it hit you so bad it was good.
No, I critted.
I know. I know.
That's why you were mad.
I hurt myself. Crit card ever.
Swung around.
You're bringing up bad wounds. My wife almost died this week, Dave. Come on.
Man.
Is she doing okay? I was like, can I ask you? I don't know if you want to talk about that. Okay.
She's coming home tomorrow, so.
I got like the double update because we heard from you directly, and then I also I'm in the Cairn employee email thread.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, as I adjunct too, and so they I don't know if you knew this, they screenshotted a thing that you posted and sent it to everyone.
That's really funny.
And I was like, oh my god.
That's so funny that they're doing that.
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
good. I'm glad that she's doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's good.
Yep.
Yeah. So, are we ready to do a little dive in to the world of Mirken?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The other fun thing is I don't have to really explain a whole lot except just new stuff that comes up, because you guys heard the first original pitch like a year and a half ago, back when...
Do not overestimate my memory.
Nope, you know everything.
All right.
You are good to go.
Alrighty. And just a heads up for chat, when I am DMing, I literally cannot pay attention to chat or respond, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. If we, at some point, if you say something really funny, I might make mention of it, but just a heads up, won't be able to interact as much as normal. Alright. And now this is where I wish I had cool music to play on stream that wouldn't get me DMCA claimed. But
you have to compose some of your own.
Yeah, just like, oh, like, oh man, just
Can we just have you like Halo singing in the background?
If I played Halo, I would know what that would sound like.
Like,
I don't know. I just finished watched.
There you go. We got it. Nailed it.
Yes.
First time.
Take that, Microsoft. I don't know. The only soundtrack that popped in my head is the soundtrack to Us, because I just finished it technically this morning. Just a bop, bop, bop.
Nope.
Bop.
Nope.
That's a
I
pretty
mean,
good.
that would be great for like atmospheric tension in the middle of a big fight, but no, thank you.
And then the power just shuts off. What?
Yep.
But, alrighty. Let me grab a quick swig of water wherever I put that. And we can rock and roll. Okay. So, we start outside. We see an open sea as foam, like there's foam from the waves just building up, and our camera begins to pull back, and we hear these waves crashing amongst a beach. And as we continue to pull back, we see that this is a rock beach that cascades up into a rock cliff, and these waves are just crashing constantly against it, just giving this low rumble throughout the land. We continue just pulling back, and this rock cliff turns into a mountain range, and we can see snow-topped mountains just coming up against the sea, building like its own natural wall. And then pulling back even further, in the middle of two mountain peaks is a tall, dark mountain that is even higher than the tops of the peaks of the mountains around it. And then we come closer. As we draw closer to the peak, it looks like there's smoke just coming out of it, out of the peak. However, as we get closer, this isn't a volcano. However, it looks like a vent shaft that steam is pouring out into the cold atmosphere. And we go down this shaft, and we see just a whole open area where aristocratic life and just clean and proper, and people, like, if you're just looking by, you're like, is that guy wearing a powdered wig? Who's that guy? Must be a cool guy, or not. But we're not staying here. We dip down, and we keep going through different levels of this mountain, as we can see tons of different life, as we can see political meetings, social interactions, romantic dates. We can see betrayals in dark alleys built into the crevices of this mountain. We can feel fear, excitement, worship, and many other forms of life until we reach a certain district that is filled with haze and has what seems something like a fog that just fills this area, thus gaining the name the Cloud District. As we look around and we see different shops and buildings and homes, we go down a carved path, and we take like twists and turns through this area until we come to a door, a stone door that has a particular knocker on the top of it. We look at it, and it's a blindfolded raven with a branch in its mouth that leads into scales. As we push through this door, we are greeted by somebody. But first, why don't we do this? As I get some things moved around, there we go. You guys should see that on roll 20.
Let's see. Ooh.
Very cool.
We are greeted by a dark elf sitting behind a desk, moving some papers back and forth and cleaning it up. Elizabeth, who is this elf, and what would a normal day look like for her?
Well, the elf sitting behind the desk is named Zevarra Gallina, but she goes by Z. Z has been with the business for a few years now, and her primary role is just to kind of be the first face that you see when you come in. So she answers phones, she greets patrons, ever working to keep a smile on, even though, to be perfectly honest, she could really care less about anyone who walks in the door, and usually ends her day grumbling about the idiocy of the people coming in and out of the business. She runs small errands, she cleans up, but her primary job is to be that first face that you see when you either reach out, send a message, or walk in.
Okay. And I just need to refresh roll 20 because it's frozen. So give me 1 second. Because I realized I didn't give you guys control of your characters.
Well, I can tell you a little bit more about how she looks while you're doing that. She is a half elf. And as such, has a few like key features that set her apart. She has pretty fair skin and these dark blue eyes with almost like streaks of purple in them. They're almost like purple color, and then light brown hair with reddish highlights. And so very stunning, very noticeable, I should say, which she really doesn't like. As she would much rather be left alone entirely.
All right. Yep. So, as you move some papers around, we hear a clatter over in the corner, as it seems like a rugged, scarred man is picking up a bucket that just fell over. John, who is this man, and once again, what does a normal day for him look like?
This is Lor.com. He is the maintenance man, kind of janitor of the detective agency. So his job is mostly, fixing what's broken, or just general maintenance around the facility, kind of odds and ends, odd jobs as they come up, but mostly just maintaining the space. He's a former military commander who got disillusioned with the kind of warring lifestyle and decided that he just wanted to spend time in kind of a quiet little back corner where he could work, be left alone. He kind of keeps to himself and, just kind of make a little, life for himself there, just away from the intensities of command. He's kind of, like you said, he's kind of a rugged, kind of weary looking man. He's older, 45, graying hair, has a pretty prominent scar across his face. And so looks like somebody who has seen a lot in life.
Alrighty. So as he's doing that, we can hear a sizzle and a pop on the oven. And from there, we can see a tiefling that is like counting some coin in his hand. Nate, who is this character, and what does he normally do throughout the day?
So this would be Zephan. Zephan is a middle-aged tiefling, really quite nondescript. In fact, everything about him seems to be pretty average height, average coloring. Nothing really stands out much about him. Zephan used to be a con artist. Back in the day, he was doing quite well for himself as a con artist and small-time thief. But after a certain set of events, he was actually hired by this place, and now he is kind of the gopher. So he will go out and investigate things. He will go and run errands, kind of do whatever needs to be done that doesn't fall under anyone else's particular skill set. Usually at the end of each day, he goes to a specific tavern in a not very good part of town to enjoy a night of just, quiet drinking with some friends. But when he gets there, it's no longer Zephan that is there, but his false identity alter ego, Rick Mad Dog, who shows up and has a bit of fun at the pub once a night or so, you know, just goes down and, like, you know, has a beer or two with some of his friends.
Very nice.
Alrighty. And so, it's just quiet here for a bit. And it seems like everything is at peace. And then all of a sudden you hear the front door rattle and all of a sudden burst open as another tiefling scrambles in and almost trips over himself. It seems to be wearing clerical robes. Josh, who is this tiefling and what do they do? And the more important question is, why were they late for work?
Yeah, so this tiefling is Aesheon Kaetchuum, and he is a 20-year-old intern. He has dark red skin with dark blue hair. He's about 5'11", 185 pounds. He has 2 sets of horns. He has 1 set of horns that come out from the top of his head and then twist and curve around and then rest right above his shoulders, and another set that jet out this way. And his eyes are the first thing that everyone notices about him because they're fully silver and they glow. Almost as if his piety exudes off of him. And he's late to work because he was spending some time down in the harbor helping the weak and weary find rest for for Ondine, the water elemental.
Mm-hmm.
And he also may have slept his alarm.
What's real and what isn't is not important when doing the Lord's work. No. Or elements work. So yeah, you guys are all in this office, and yeah, it seems like a quiet, normal day. And yeah, is there anything that you guys do? Like, we're gonna say maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe around like 11-ish o'clock, like before you guys would like go for break or something like that. And you guys all have control of your characters now.
11 o'clock? Well, Z absolutely looks up with a disdained look on her face at Ash. Dude.
Makes his way up to the counter.
Yeah, again? What are you, like... How many people did you help this morning?
A few. There was Jarek and...
Oh, you're going to give me names.
Aesheon.
I don't care. You need to go and talk to the boss, because you are 3 hours late? Surprised if you'll have a job after this.
Sue knew where I was. Sue's given me the ability to work my contacts in the Harbor District.
Oh, so it was work? You were out there for work?
It's always work.
Yeah, okay.
When you serve the gods.
Z goes back to like sorting. She's like filing old like case records, so she's just turned away, totally done.
Aesheon makes his way up to this bookcase, trying to look busy.
Lor is working on banging away at the heater of the office. It's on the fritz again and keeps going out. So it's just kind of a rhythmic banging in the background as he tries his best to just ignore everybody else and not get involved in the petty drama at the front desk.
Yeah. Zephan's just gonna kind of sit in the corner inspecting a couple of coins from his pouch here. He's just kind of like, is that one fake? Oh no, we're good. No,
As Z is looking at his coins, a magical hand appears near him and grabs a coin and then begins to just flick them at the receptionist desk. While Aesheon
Oh my gosh.
reads books.
Zephan. Actually, how do you say Zephan?
Zephan.
Zephan. Stop it. What are you doing?
Nothing?
Okay, can everyone just stop? Lord, stop hitting that stupid heater. I can't handle the noise. And stop throwing coins? Coins? What are you doing? Just let me work. You guys make me crazy.
Lord,
I'm gonna tighten up. I'm gonna put the coins away.
Lord just
Then I'm
kind
gonna
of
walk over and start picking him up.
Lord just grunts a little bit and keeps banging on the heating system.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'll,
Does in this world does anything like headphones exist? Just put my hands over my ears.
No, they did. There's like
Earmuffs.
yeah, because like so it's like a steampunky level of technology. So we'll definitely say that they're headphones and like they're powered by like a small like magic crystal.
Okay. So I think Z has them on her desk. Like she just keeps them with her and kind of like in a huff, like puts them in and powers them on and just really focuses on ignoring everyone around her for the moment.
how do I move my character?
You should have. Oh, did I give
You'd be
you
able to click it and then
drag.
click and drag? Did I give you? Yeah, I gave you control. So
Yeah, I can move mine.
Lore walks up to the front desk and expectantly looks at Z, waiting for her to acknowledge him.
She's like, what? Doesn't even like take her headphones out, just like keeps, sorting.
We're gonna need a new part for this thing. I need you to put in a purchase request for the boss to sign off on.
Fine. Here's the form. You need to fill it out and get it back to me.
As she hands the form, a magical hand grabs the form and then just moves it and makes it drop on the floor.
So I'm assuming that this isn't the first time Ash has done this, right?
But I'm holding a book in my hand and I'm flipping
Well, my
through
question is, do you do this regularly? Because if so, then I know it's you.
Lore's not going to bend down and pick that up, so he looks at Z with his hand out for another form.
You are insufferable. She hands him another one.
I grab it before it can mysteriously float away. Put it down on the desk.
Ash.
begins to move up and lands in Lore's hand.
Ash. Excuse me, I'm calling you. Come over here.
Oh, hey. I was just catching up on the latest cases on the bookshelf.
Okay. Well, would you mind picking up that paper for me? Not sure how it got there, but I would prefer
the paper's already in Lore's hand.
The one that you dropped too?
Yeah, he floated
as you
it
were
up.
handing him the other
Okay,
one, the
both
other
of
one.
them.
Yeah.
Put by the magical hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I filled out my form, leave it on the desk, and say, make sure the boss sees that. And then I head back and continue banging on the furnace.
Aesheon elbows up onto the table and looks at Z and says, "Where's Sue? I'm bored."
Well, she rolls. I don't know what kind of chair I'm in or what I'm sitting in.
We'll say it's a rolly chair.
I can swivel. I swivel over to him and give him my patron face and just sweetly say, well, if you're so bored, I could certainly use the help. Why don't you take that broom over there and just sweep up the front entrance? I don't know where the boss is, but I certainly have some work for you to do.
The broom begins to move with a translucent hand to the front door.
Thank you. I appreciate your help. If you want to go find her, go ahead.
Aesheon just doing this with his one hand.
I have an out of character question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for logistics, would purchasing a part like that would probably fall under the Gopher's thing to do, right?
Yeah, but what
Oh, Lord died of a heart attack.
Lord died. But Lord's correct. Like, it could be just a little bit more of an expensive part, and just would need a sign off from Susan.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm gonna come over and look at the part, look at the purchase order, and just kind of like write down the part number surreptitiously in a little notebook.
Okay.
Are you doing something with that, Zephan?
I'm just gonna write down the part number in a little notebook of mine.
Is where Zephan was? Is there food over there? Was he making?
He was making coffee on the.
Ash.
Ash.
I don't even know what my name is. Aesheon makes his way over to the coffee.
Ash, could you give me a cup of that, please? Lots of sugar, lots of cream. Actually, just make it like coffee flavored cream, please, and like bring that over here.
I bring her the blackest cup of coffee.
They're friends.
I just put I didn't even like brew it. I just put grounds into the water.
Why do you hate me? Like, why? Don't you know how hard my job is as it is? You do nothing here. Go away. Just leave me alone. Go away.
Aesheon goes over by the broom in the front that's still moving by itself.
Zephan's gonna go over and check and see if there's any coffee left.
Roll luck. Roll a D100. Say before you do. Okay. Did you roll it?
Not yet.
Okay.
What's going on?
So he's gonna roll luck to see how much coffee's left. We're gonna do this, Josh. High or low?
We'll go high.
All right. Roll. You gotta. There we go. There you go. Yeah. There's some left. Not a lot, but there's some.
Right in the middle.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at Aesheon and go, you kill the Joe, you make some mo. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pour that into a cup and then start brewing another pot.
I like fist bump just from my desk with my headphones, and I'm like, he knows. He knows.
Aesheon just rolls his eyes. And it's just like, ugh. You guys are insufferable.
Wow.
As he begins to like just fix his vestments.
In this is a out of character question too.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like length of employment, is Ash the newest employee?
Yes, Ash is the equivalent of an intern right now.
Okay. All right.
Sue brought me in to be an intern for the company.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, like, of length of people who know, I'm gonna say, as I try to remember everyone's name now,
I think we all changed them on.
I see him over here now. I just didn't get the name, so I'm just trying to remember them all. So I'm gonna say Lor met Susan first and has the longest understanding. Zephan and Zevarra was close to the same time, and Ash is the newest. Like, it's still, we'll say it have been, I don't know, like, Josh, how long do you think Ash has known Susan for?
Oh man, at least a year.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, at least a year. And then, John, how long would you think that Lor and Susan knew each other?
Probably like, I don't know, 5 to 7.
Okay. I'm glad that we are all thinking around the same time frame. So, yeah, and then like somewhere in between like 3 or 4 years, the Z's. You guys have met. So like you guys joined close at the same time, Zephan and Zevarra.
Okay.
I'm going to just bring a cup of slightly tan liquid that's mostly sugar over to the desk here and set it down, and then take the cup of coffee grounds and water and just dump them into like a wastebasket or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think Z turns around and like makes eye contact with Zephan and just like genuinely gives him a smile. Like she has not been genuine or nice to anyone so far this morning, and she just like makes eye contact and like gives a knowing like, you get me, thank you.
Hey. So then at that moment, you guys hear a bang from this door. And a rattle.
around.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was a door.
Oh, yes. That's a door. And
Is this a common occurrence?
yeah, you would say so, because what comes
I don't spin around.
what comes out is Susan Brittlebeak. And she is saying,
She is looking fine.
and she's like, "Why, hello! Hello, my friends. What are we doing here?"
Sue!
Oh, hey.
Finally. I'm bored.
You're late. I heard you.
He was very
What's up,
late
boss?
again.
You want some coffee?
Yeah, sure. You know what I like. Alrighty. So,
Well,
Bring her some coffee grounds? I don't know, can Aarakocras can they drink coffee?
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you bring her the coffee grounds, and she's like, "Ah, yes, this is my favorite," and just begins pecking at it like chicken feed.
What I figured.
Lor walks over and says, "Boss, the heater's down again. We're gonna need a new part. I've got a submission for a request here for you. Whenever
Okay.
you get a chance, if you can sign off on that."
She looks at it, turns over, looks over to Zephan's like, "Here, you got this?"
Yep, got it.
Okay. Here's a question. Does that bother Lor of just the way she just is like, "Ah, you do it."
No, I think he's been around her long enough that he's used to like her quirks. And so if she does things a little out of the ordinary or doesn't go through official channels, he's kind of, whatever, as long as he gets what he needs, he doesn't care how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So Susan says, "Hey, Lord, thanks for your work. Thanks for making sure that's going good. Yeah, that would explain why the office was getting a little cold. Okay. So then, Zephan, how soon do you think you get that part? You think you can get it by the end of the week?"
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. All right, Zevarra. Any new cases come in?
Not yet this morning. I don't know though. Ash
Yeah.
said he was out doing work for you this morning when
Oh.
he was running late, so maybe he brought something in.
Oh, okay. Ash, what you got there, buddy?
Well, so, on my time that I'm not hanging around here and doing what you want me to do, I have been hanging around Brother Tross in the Harbor District, and I hear there are some things going on down there that are a little unexplained, but he wouldn't go into detail.
Okay. Interesting. And like she pulls you in close, and it's just like, "Look, you're my friend, and I like you. But trust me, you can't get far if you only have one person like you. So let's just make it a little bit easier on Zevarra, okay? I could hear her through the walls.
Okay.
All right? You got it? We good?"
Yes.
And like,
I won't bring her coffee grounds anymore.
okay. And holds out a hand for like a fist bump.
And I do like some weird little fluttery thing with my hand. And then the mage hand comes up and then like clasp with my hand on her hand.
Close enough. Yep. You're a real special lad there, Ash. Okay.
I broke Z.
I think she was so in for the first half, feeling like validated, and then you just like made it so weird. Just like, no, I think that's exactly the face. Just like, no.
Those Gen Zers, I'm telling you.
Okay, so here's the plan, guys. I actually I'm on one of those political cases. Well, unfortunately, I can't bring you guys along on this one. So I'm gonna have to leave early. Gonna do that. I should be in the office if not tomorrow, but the next day. Okay. So you guys can hold down the fort if we get any cases. It's up to you. Just categorize them. I'll look at them and we'll take them when I get back.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good, boss.
And
Dude, does that mean I'm in charge while you're gone?
absolutely not. Lor, work with Ash here.
Do I have to?
Aesheon,
Okay, let me rephrase that. Make sure he doesn't set the place on fire again.
Can do. That I can do.
Okay. Zevarra, hold down the fort.
Yes.
Z,
You got it.
get those parts, and yeah, if you see if there's anything else we're missing, just talk with Lor and keep things up to date as we need them, because yeah, this might be a day or two. And
Sounds good.
and for
Can
oh,
we
go ahead.
reach you if need be? Do you have like is there a place that we can get in contact with you?
Let's see. I don't think this will be one of those kind of cases, but here, and he
Boss.
writes down. Oh, sorry, not he. She is like, here's my address, and like, if you can check there. If I'm not there, let's see. Brother Tross, he should know. Like, he should have at least some understanding where I'm at.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll see you guys. And just for everyone here, this is like not an uncommon experience. Like,
Okay.
Susan is known to like. There's sometimes cases that she can't bring you on, and this is for everybody who's watching, listening. Susan Brittlebeak is like in Halcyon Peaks, which is, I don't remember if I said that's where we are. Is like Sherlock Holmes level of detective. Like, she is known and trusted throughout this whole community. So,
It would not be a good idea for me to go and steal this part from a rival detective agency.
correct.
Okay.
Now, Susan doesn't, like, you also know, because you worked with Susan for a little while, like, if you're able to find it in cheaper areas that don't lead back to channels, she's like, what I don't know won't hurt me, but if I have to discover it, it will hurt you. So,
Say no more.
yep. And so, yeah, if no one has anything else to say to Susan,
You safe?
Bye, Sue.
all right, laters, and heads out the door.
As the mage hand just waves goodbye.
Yeah. And so, well, I'll leave it up to you guys. Like, so, we'll say you guys had lunch. If is there anything else you guys want? Is there anything that you guys want to do in this time that you have for the rest of the day? And if there's nothing, that's all good too.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zevarra is mainly keeping to herself, organizing case notes, and taking the easy day as it is, and kind of enjoying and absorbing not being in the middle of something at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go over and ask Lor. Hey, Lor, what's the name of this part you need here, just so that I can, find it easier.
A conduit hyperspanner.
Conduit hyperspanner. Got it. Sweet. Thanks. I should have that to you day or two tops.
Lore
We know a lot about heaters.
grunts agreement. I was like, what's a weird or steampunky sounding name that I can make up off the top of my head.
Worked for me.
Door unlocked.
Say what?
Is the door to Sue's office unlocked?
You can try it.
Well, so Aesheon like does this weird thing with his hands and goes, ugh, and then if Sue's door is unlocked, it just flies open.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And so he just like awkwardly walks over to like the corner and says, "I'm gonna pray for a little bit."
Should you genuinely just try to break into the boss's office?
No, I was just.
Maybe you should go pray.
Is
just
there-
trying to stretch a little?
Mhm.
Is there any like quirks or special things we need to know about the office, like hidden passages or things of that nature?
To your, alright. So the only thing that would be known is like no one except for Susan would have a key to the door, except for Lor. Lor does have a key to the office, but like mainly because he's been here the longest. But to your knowledge, there's nothing hidden in here, like no secret passages or hidden things.
Okay.
So, Aesheon begins chatting up Lore.
Right.
I'm gonna hide in this bush right here.
And he's asking him questions about, hey Lore, so Sue wanted you to make sure I didn't get in trouble.
You're not
but-
getting the key.
Well, he doesn't. So I get to make a roll to find out if I get the key.
Okay.
Oh no! Wait.
So Aesheon is just talking to him, and the mage hand comes out.
Can I, if I have a high-ish passive perception, like, is there any chance that I get to like see this happening, or see him trying, or can I make a roll to see if I can see him doing this?
We can definitely do like a roll test. Yeah. If
So my right hand is on Laura's shoulder, and my other hand is like working with him on the heater.
So what is this, perception?
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Well, let's.
And the mage hand with sleight of hand rolls a. Oh, that's not going to do it. But that's a 10 at trying to pick the pocket of.
All right. Well, I have a 12. I rolled 12 on my perception.
Okay. By the way, on your character sheet, you can just click perception, and that will do the roll and the math for you.
Okay.
So what's Lore's passive perception?
Wars.
My passive perception is 13.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he knows. Lore knows.
And I know too.
That was like the only thing I was like, Lore's right there. And I'm gonna assume this is a little bit of a common thing that Ash does whenever Susan leaves the office.
So
Everyone just keeping an eye on him.
I'm going to turn and look at Ash with a typical disgusted / intimidating look, and I'm just going to point to the other side of the room.
So Ash just kind of walks over to the other side of the desk next to Z. Z, what do you want me to do?
Dude, what is your deal? What do you want to do? Because you're being real annoying today.
I want to go on a case.
Okay, but you got to work up to that.
Sue lets me do cases in the harbor.
Yeah, little baby ones. Do you want bigger ones?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
so you got to like shape up. Like, listen, I don't want to be your friend, but I'm telling you, you got to make nice with the whole group, or you're not going to be able to do the big stuff. We work together as a team. Sometimes I hate that, but we work together as a team regardless.
I guess.
Um,
What can I do to help Z?
while they're talking,
Mm-hmm.
is there anywhere I can hide, kind of in this front foyer area?
And you can hide in the bushes or underneath the table. Those are benches, by the way. So yeah, roll stealth.
I'm gonna hide in this
Roll under
bush
a
right
bench.
here.
Roll stealth. This is giving me like flashbacks to you guys just like pestering everybody in the Pathfinder crew.
Get like a negative to the perception because of what Ash is doing now.
Nobody notices.
Yeah, nobody sees you.
Zephan's disappeared.
Yeah, they all think you went out to go get the part, but they didn't get the door open. All right, so we're gonna say time has moved a little bit forward. If you guys, I give you one more thing to do at the end of the day before it's time to close up shop.
You're gonna give us one more thing, or we get to choose?
If you want to do one more thing, I'm giving you that option. Otherwise, we're just gonna close.
I mean, whenever Ash goes to leave, I want to jump out and startle him.
Just been hiding in the bush
For like 4 hours. Why is that bush
The long
peeing?
con.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a long con, baby.
Roll a perception check to see if there was any of the books on the shelf. To see if there's any like pertinent information.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 17.
17. Yeah, they're books that you've read before, and you're like, okay, maybe there's like a newer looking one that maybe you've overlooked, and it says like, how not to crime, but catch.
I'm so thankful I did that. So he is holding the book with 2 hands, and the pages are just moving themselves at this point while he reads this new book.
All right, and you're doing that until shop is closed.
Lor's going to go into Susan's office and just collect the trash and just kind of do a quick once over to make everything's in place since she's going to be away for a few days.
All right. Yep. You do that.
Yeah, and I think Zevarra is doing the same, just like tidying up, putting her papers away, making her stack and her to-do list for the next day.
Okay. Yep, so you guys all do that, and you guys head out. So, Zephan, if there...
Like I said, as soon as my boy here goes to leave, I'm just gonna jump out and go boom.
I think Zevarra has like softened a little bit throughout the day, so as she's getting ready to leave, she's like, "Come on, Ash, I'll walk you home," or let's assume that we like will walk in the general direction. But she's like offering a little bit of like an olive branch to him. Are you just gonna stay there?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
I was eating things. My passive perception's 11. What was Z's?
You rolled a
24.
24.
No shot.
Well, somebody took expertise in stealth.
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, that was a really good roll, man.
Yeah, I would have had a
Nine,
plus
19,
7
yeah.
in stealth if I'd gone expert, but I've only got a plus 5.
All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what I can do.
You just have to get scared. That's it. It's part of the hazing.
You were.
I could do something, but that would probably not be nice. All right, I just walk. I follow.
You can hear the disappointment in his voice. I just walk.
No, the other thing will get me in trouble.
I walk like a normal person.
All right, I come up to the door.
I jump out, yell boo.
He jumps at me, and I just thermaturgy all over myself. And like my voice booms, my eyes change to like this pulsing like dark red, and all of the doors that and windows in the building just start slamming open and shut. Like, ah!
I think Z's good mood that had like come as the day was easy is just gone. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, why did you have to ruin a good day?" And she like walks out.
Lor just shakes his head and follows.
I'm gonna just like shake my coin pouch a little bit and then walk out also.
Aesheon's just like fixing his vestments and it's like calming down with breathing and like all of his like cantrip spells.
Picking the plants back up.
Yeah.
And then he just defeatedly walks out.
Aww.
Okay. So then, you guys leave. You come back the next day.
Oh, one of the things I was going to
yeah.
do is when I'm at the pub that night, I want to ask around and see if anybody there knows where I can get a conduit hyperspanner for a Heatmaster 3000 cheaply.
Right.
In my obviously in my guise as Rick Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's I guess unless you can think of a check to roll for that. I was thinking maybe like investigation to find it. Or do you have something else you're thinking? Investigation or maybe insight?
I mean, yeah, it would just be I guess that would probably be investigation. Just going around. Oh, that might looking for a 12D37Q star for a Heatmaster 3000. Yeah, the conduit hyperspan. I can get one of those cheap.
I think so. Let me go talk to the mates, and we might. You gonna be here tomorrow? I forgot your name already.
Oh yeah, Rick Mad Dog.
Mate.
Yeah, every night, mate. Yeah, so I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. You come here tomorrow. I'll make sure we got it, and if we don't, with maybe Jimmy. Jimmy might have it.
Awesome. Right. See you tomorrow then, mate.
Okay, yeah. Where's my bear?
Jimmy.
While this is all going on, Aesheon is down at the water elemental temple by the harbor, just hanging around with the congregants until it's like real nighttime for like sleep, and then he goes and rests.
Yeah, what does everyone's night look like, Zevarra?
I think she just goes home. She's grabs dinner on the way home, or maybe has something simple prepped. But she enjoys her time alone. Hasn't really made a lot of friends or connections in the city. She's only been there a few years and hasn't made much of an effort. So she kind of takes herself home. And enjoys a quiet evening, picks up a good book, makes herself a cup of tea, and then goes to bed.
Right. And Lor, what does your night ritual normally look like?
Probably very similar, although Lor doesn't want any new friends, so mostly just, sitting by the fire, reading a book, just kind of quietly keeping to himself, and does that until it's time for bed.
Okay. And so the night passes. You guys wake up. You come down to the office like normal. We'll hand wave what time you guys all actually get in there. But yeah, the day passes like a normal day. You guys don't hear from Susan. No one comes in the office to give a job or anything. But like that's normal. Like you guys are in a very niche business. And that day ends. You guys go home. Zephan is told that he has to go meet Jimmy to get the part, and that Jimmy will be in the bar the next day.
Right.
And it repeats. You guys come in the next day, and Susan's still not there. Like one person comes in to give a job about some graffiti that's showing up in different places. But yeah, it's like yeah, you need I think Zevarra is like, well, before any cases are approved, we need Susan, and so she should be back soon. And
I
so,
take the form and like file it away.
all right, yeah, and
And Aesheon, every time a new person comes in, is just like, can I go? Can I do it? Sue lets me do things. Sue lets me talk to people.
and so,
Ash, you know how this works.
and so the sun rises and the sun sets and rises and sets, and it's been a week now, and still no Susan is back.
Dave,
Yes.
How long normally does Susan go off on some of her cases?
You're gonna sit. Yeah, normally
Is this normal at this point?
a week is a little bit abnormal. It's rare for her to be gone this far long.
Can I use my contact with what is the guy's name?
Well, wasn't it the person that
it was
she
Tross,
told me?
right?
Yeah,
Brother Tross.
Brother Tross. Can I use because I'm around Brother Tross when I'm down in the harbor.
So maybe one morning. So I think Zevarra is definitely growing in worry as the week goes. She was worried when Susan left, and she's getting more and more worried. And so whatever it is, we get to a week. She says to Ash in the morning. She says, "Ash, you're connected, right? You know, brother. What's his name?
Tross.
I think we might need to touch base with him. She's never gone this long, right? Like this isn't okay. Something's wrong. Something's wrong."
Ash just runs out of the building to the harbor.
Are you gonna bring Brother Tross back here?
I'm going to try to get Brother Tross to come back.
Yeah, he'll come with you. Like he's friends with you,
so
and like it's.
Then I'll have him come back.
All right, let me go to pawn.
And as I like run to him, I get there like out of breath, and I'm like, she's not. It's not right. And then I like catch my breath, and I'm just like,
All right.
my brother, Susan's been gone for too long. She told us where she is. Can you come back and help us figure out what's going on?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember if I told you what race Brother Tross is before I pull out a pawn.
You did not.
You didn't.
Yeah. Well, Josh character has a connection with Tross, so that's why I was making sure I didn't tell him a certain race before I pulled somebody out.
No, you just told me.
Imposter.
Yeah. And so, let's see. You know what? We'll go with this. Boop.
Oh.
Tross is an orc.
Hey, there you go. An orc priest. I love it.
Yep.
Nice.
And he's like, Susan, she told me she was going away and not to worry. I don't know, this case, it was... What she told me is real shifting. Didn't want to get anyone involved with the one. It came from, the higher levels. And how about everyone make a history history check.
Okay. As like when he walks in, I'm gonna walk over and hand him a cup of coffee with 2 sugars and a cream in it.
And so go, thank you very much, Odin. And he's like, while you guys are rolling, Odin, bless you. Alright, so 7. What'd you roll, Josh?
I rolled a natural 1 for a 2.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You only know the one district.
Oh no.
Alright. So Lor probably recognizes this and lets the rest of you guys know that the upper levels is like where political and a lot of like there's rumors of weird things up there. Like such things as like celestial worship and stuff. Which, just as a quick reminder, the Celestials are these gods from another realm that invaded that still have a little bit of power in this world. But it's like, it is not okay to be caught serving them. But there's like rumors of cults of some of them that are up there. So, Yeah, so Lor mentions that, and Brother Thros continues. Yeah, she wasn't sure if it was getting to some of the cult stuff or not, but she just told me it was from the upper levels. We all heard the tales, but she didn't tell me much. What she did tell me was that if something happened she didn't want anyone to know, because if she got lost and taken away, she didn't want those close to her to get caught. So, but you know, like, a week, it's not normal, but you guys remember the one case where she had to go into the mines and find that savage that was going and stealing kids? Like, that took her about a week and a half, so give it a little bit more time. Like, Susan's the best there is.
Oh, this makes me so uncomfortable.
It's all good, all good. And he looks at her. Ash, how about tonight we'll give a few more prayers to Odine and for guidance for her. And
I place my hand like on his shoulder, but like in a very like concerned grasp, and I go, brother, if you know more than you're telling us, please.
I told you as much as I know. Do you think I would be standing here if I knew where she was?
And as Tross tries to walk away, he goes, but Susan, she's the only one. As we like kind of give a look that we both know what I'm talking about, and then I kind of let go as he's trying to leave.
Don't worry, Brother Ash. Susan will show up. And if not, we'll have the whole Church of Odine and beyond looking for her. She's not unknown in these parts, as you know. She's kind of the soul of the Cloud District, no matter what those politicians say.
Can I roll an insight check on what I just observed happen?
Yeah.
Whoops. I still have not figured this out. Oh, no, I did. Oh, 21.
That 21's if you have advantage. For some reason, there's a weird thing in roll 20 that's giving both your rolls.
Everybody advantage?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, I was.
So it's your first roll, the 10.
Okay, so only 10.
Yeah, you're suspicious. Like, something's weird.
So, like,
because
you know something's going on.
I think what's probably standing out a little bit more weird is the fact that no one is this kind to Ash. And you're like, or this patient. And you're like, so you're not sure, is there something that I should pay attention to? Or is this guy just being kind because Susan's gone? I don't know. So, like, stuff like that.
Okay.
And so he's like, I'll go ask the docs and go down there. And Ash, Brother Ash, you'll join me tonight. Maybe we can, after the service tonight, we can do a few rounds.
Yes, that would make me feel so much better.
Yes, and my service is to all you fine folk here. Just come down to the Hall of... I forgot the name. The Hall of the Golden Coral. I think that's the name of the hall.
Oh, yeah, hold on. You texted it to me. I should put this on my sheet.
It's all good. Yeah, the Hall of the Golden Coral, which you guys all know, it's set up to... That is, like, the worship hall for Odine, the element of water. And it's down near the docks, which is why, like, Ash goes down and has services, and, like, he's not making that up. Like, it's a pretty common place. So, yeah, he heads out.
I'm gonna go over to Lor.
Alakazam.
I'm gonna go over to Lor and say, Lor, it might be time to open the door.
I think you might be right. Normally I don't like going through her stuff, but maybe we can get some sort of clue or information about what's going on.
Alright. You're going into the office?
Yep.
Alright, well, you have the key.
Hands right on their tails.
Let me do the magic of Polygon Reveal. Why do I make circle rooms? Because they're a pain in the butt. They look really cool until I gotta do a polygon reveal.
What?
Whee! There you go.
Reveal, yo.
All right.
So,
And
All right.
Ashley
Using filing cabinet.
every aspect of the room that he can.
yeah. So as you guys enter, it's a pretty Spartan room, where on the left is just a bookshelf with what looks like different cases and files and information on just different cases that were done in the past, and kind of just like notes that she's taken for different cases. And then there's a desk there that, even though that door looks like it's open, everything's kind of closed.
Closed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to take a look at the top of the desk and just see if there's, anything sitting there, like papers, maybe a scratch pad, like a notepad or something.
Yeah, it looks like there's like a few notes on there, but it looks like it's cases before she left that came in. Like you see the case of the graffiti that's on there, and then maybe another case or two that I'm trying to remember names that Zevarra gave Lor to put on Susan's desk, as just to keep him safe. But yeah, on the surface there isn't anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna come over and kind of, push the guys away from the desk and say, I'll look through her drawers. If anybody's gonna take the blame for that, it'll be me.
As he pushes me away, I go over to the books and I just start opening the books and kind of like rifling through the pages.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I want to see what kind of system they're organized by. Is it like by alphabet? Is it by date?
Yeah, it looks like it's by date. And so, yeah, Ash, you recognize actually like a case or two that you were allowed to join in on, and like you're recognizing like a few different names, and then but like nothing's really standing out. And then the cases that you weren't allowed on, like you read them, you're like, oh yeah, that one was way too like. There's a reason I wasn't allowed on that one. So like there's just reading these past cases, like yeah, nothing sticking out so far, but yeah, go ahead.
Before he gets anywhere near a specific case that may have happened, I'm gonna kind of like, stand in front of that section and be like, hey, look at the latest cases, bro.
While he's doing that, the mage hand is also going for a book that I saw and is taking that and putting it into my tail.
So Zevarra is in the room, kind of like keeping an eye on the door. She's also feeling a little bit conflicted about this choice, because she is really worried, but also like feels like this is an invasion of privacy. So I am assuming that she's looking in your direction and can probably see your mage hand. And so calls out to Ash to be like, dude, come on. Like, play it cool, follow the rules, don't invade anyone's privacy, cut it out.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom.
State something along the lines of, I'm not invading anyone else's privacy right now. And just kind of give her like a glaring look of intimidation. Let's roll that real quick.
What is my do I get a counter roll?
That is a 20 intimidation.
No, I'm gonna say you probably
No.
don't.
We'll just say, well, I'll let you play it.
A little bit.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I think this is just so out of character for what
Yeah, I
you've
was
known.
gonna say, I think at first, I think Z is like taken aback by the intensity, and like considers pushing, and then like bites her tongue, kind of in her mind. She like says to herself like, we're all on edge. Like, just let this one go.
Like, he's
And
not
so
trying to
then,
be like a mean intimidate, but he's just like, don't push it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Like,
there's something in this book that I'm very frustrated about.
yeah. And I think Zevarra then like ignores or not ignores, but just moves away and goes over here with Lor to help him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna check and see what's the latest dated file in that bookshelf.
All right. Yeah. So wait, hold on. We'll do this while you're looking at that. Lor and Zevarra, you guys are looking at this desk, and it seems like the top shelves open up. Like you can open up easily. It looks like there's just an assortment of like different, like kind of just mundane tools that you would recognize that she has used on different cases. But the bottom drawer on the desk does not open. Like, it just doesn't budge at all.
Does it seem locked or stuck?
You're unsure. Like, it seems like if you had to guess, like everything else opened up easily, but the fact that this, like, it's not even moving. It feels like one of those like vanity plates that they put in your cabinet when you have the sink there.
Oh.
Can I do some kind of a check?
I was gonna say, like,
the drawer.
I'll say either Arcana, Insight, Investigation, one of those three.
Can I do one too, or can I?
Oh yeah, you're both there. You're both there.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can.
I'll do an insight check. Oh, that's 21.
All right.
Nice. I'm gonna do investigation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, natural 20, John.
Yeah, that's a nat 28. All right, and a 16. Yeah, those are both good. So, yeah, with your investigation, we'll do this. So, Zevarra, you with your investigation, you realize no matter how you move and pull this plate, sorry, not plate, but like the front of this desk, it's like the desk shuffles a little bit, but this thing isn't budged, and so you're like, this isn't locked by any mundane way. And Lor, with your insight, you see this, and then you remember years ago, like maybe you helped carry in this desk, and you remember Susan mentioning in passing, like, I need to get one of those magic locks for the more sensitive cases and items.
Okay.
But that's like, yeah, but like how it, like, that's all that kind of sticks up, and like with everything pointing together.
Right. So I look over at Z and I say, oh, that's right. She was going to put a magic lock on this desk. That's got to be what's going on. And then I look up and I say, Ash, we're going to need you to look at this. I think she's got a spell of some sort on this drawer.
All right. So before you do that, yeah, so Zephan, you look for the most recent case, and it's like the most recent one was, I'm gonna say, about 2 weeks before her disappearance. So, yeah, a week before she left.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from now. There we go. That's as the most recent one, and it was a case of it seemed like there was items missing from a jewelry store close near one of the edges of the Cloud District.
Okay.
It was like sorry, brain just died for what her name was. But yeah, it was like Miss Julie's gems.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I would have read much of the file if it was that far.
Yeah.
That far before she disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So Aesheon comes over to the table, and I just start to like do weird things with my hands. But then I just kind of look defeated and kind of go, I'll roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, go ahead.
He already. What they rolled insight.
They rolled insight and investigation. Yeah.
So I'll roll an Arcana. But I don't have any spells or magic that would really tell me what this is, so we'll see
Yeah,
if
but
I
you-
roll high.
Yeah, you might be able to figure out what.
Okay, that is an 18.
Okay.
So that's an 18 Arcana roll, but I'm trying to like make it look like I'm doing some sort of like holy thing that would help me
Yeah.
know what's happening. But
So.
I'm just using what I know from Brother Tross and my other cleric friends.
Yeah. So with that Arcana check, you are able to kind of see and understand. It's just like, wait a second. You've heard rumors of it's almost like black market like underground skill level, not skill level, but like magic gem that that gets fused with doors and stuff to unlock. And so the only way that you know, like from this magic it's like technology infused with magic, which it's one of these weird things. But you know that the only way that there's two ways to unlock it. One is to it's either voice activated, so it could be a like a phrase or like a couple set of words, or there, in case, like, for example, like the one you're in, if the person who has this drawer dies or disappears, or something happens, there is the control gem that is given as well, that is hidden. Like, it's normally they put it somewhere else so people can't find it.
So I start explaining what I know about this, and in my best imitation, try to say a phrase in Susan's voice, and I'm like, Aesheon's my favorite. And everyone just kind of looks at me like I'm an idiot. But
yeah, Zevarra rolls her eyes and then looks over at Lor and
like, well, that's not the phrase.
and says, "Do you know anything about this, or do we have any idea what a password might be?"
Well, so I'm just kind of saying that, like, unless we have her voice, we can't get in. And then
But it sounds like we need a password too, right? It's not just her voice.
Well, so we either need a gem.
Yeah, we need the control crystal.
Or we have to have her voice saying the right phrase.
Right. So we need.
So it's like only Sue can open it with her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could try to imitate it, but.
Laura says we should spread out around the room and see if we can find the control crystal somewhere.
Ash goes out to the bookshelves and just looks to see if there's any secret compartments.
Yeah. So everyone that wants to do that, roll a perception. While you're doing that, Zephan, what are you doing?
Ugh.
16 for me.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Ooh,
I'll type them in when I.
that's 20 for me.
Oh, good.
I think I'll come over and ask Laura. So wait, what's going on? Is everybody looking for?
We've got a locked drawer in her desk, and it's got a arcane lock on it. So we're looking for the control crystal that she probably has hidden somewhere around her office.
Yeah.
Is that something that, like, would we know? Does the arcane lock need like the specific crystal that it came with, or like, could we get a crystal to unlock this drawer?
What would I
Okay.
have gotten with my 16 Arcana?
Yeah. Normally they're made in pairs.
Okay.
So, like, when someone orders the gem of locking, they get the control for emergencies, and then it's up to that person what they want to do with it. Like, if they hide it or give it to somebody.
All right. Well, I rolled 20 perception.
Yeah. So you guys, that's why Lor was a little bit distracted with Zephan asking that question. But yeah, between Ash and Zevarra, yeah, looking all over the place. There seems to be nothing. Like you don't see any like hidden containers. Nothing. Doesn't seem like there's anything that would be holding this gem or any clues for what a password could be in this office.
Can I check the floor of her office and just look and see if there's any like loose-looking floorboards or like maybe some spots where there's like one floorboard is more worn than the other or something like that?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll perception.
As I look at each of the, because I'm mainly looking at the 3 like shelving units in the front. Do I find
17
anything?
plus.
Look.
Oh dang. Okay, so 17 plus 5, 22. 22.
Even though I'm not finding the what's it called? Even though I'm not finding the gem, am I finding any sort of like secret compartments?
You're not fine. Okay, so we'll say in this one right here. Come on.
Which one?
Oh, sorry. I realized there we go. In this one right here, I was still in polygon reveal mode. You find all the coffee supplies.
Sorry.
Dang it! They found my coffee supply.
Yeah, so there's the coffee supplies, and I'll say with that, like, as you're moving around, you actually hear, like, some loose coinage in what sounds like loose coinage in one of the metal coffee containers. In this one here, there's...
Check that one.
Excuse me. There's, like, a few, like, it's just filled with, just, like, spare papers and documents. Zevarra, you are familiar with this because this is where you pull all your forms from.
Yeah.
And stuff like there. And there doesn't seem like there's any false backing or anything that sticks out that you would know. In this one over here, it's just filled with kind of Lor's tools and stuff that he's currently working on to keep the place going.
Can I check my desk? Like my desk?
Yeah.
Is there anything in there?
No. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything out of place. Like, nothing is sticking out as what would be a normal or an abnormal hiding place. Like, I'm assuming you guys are, like, spending at least an hour, if not more, searching this place unless people come in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so, Zephan, you, with your role, there seems to be nothing out of place. Like, it doesn't look like there's scratch marks. There doesn't look like there's anything that, there's no loose boards. You don't feel a draft coming from the floor. It's just oddly mundane and clean except for that drawer.
Are there any pictures on the walls?
No.
So I think Zevarra walks back into the room with Lor and Zephan and says, do we need to get help? Who do we know? Who do we know who might be able to crack this lock?
I mean, does anybody know where Sue lives?
She gave us an address where she might be, but that's all I have.
Could I find her address? Like, is that something that as like the secretary or like having access to records that I could find?
It might be something that Tross might know, or you might be able to go down to one of the office, like kind of the city hall of the Cloud District, to see if you can find records. Like, as much as Susan is such a big part of your life, you guys all know that she was like very private and stuff.
I mean, what are the odds we're actually going to find something useful in this
Drawer.
cabinet? Yeah, this drawer.
I know, we could just go. It's been a while since we've been out of the office. Or we can wait. How many more days? Brother, what's his face that I can never remember his name?
Tross.
I'll just start saying like tonight, me and Brother Tross are going to, after services, are going to ask around.
I can ask around at the pub tonight also.
As much as I am panicking and freaking out and just want to run out of this door, I think we should wait.
I offer Zevarra to join Brother Tross and I at the Hall of Coral for our services to Odin tonight.
Dude, I don't know. That's a tough ask.
At least come to pray with us.
See,
You
that's
don't
the
have to pray
part.
to Odin.
That's the part that I don't want to do.
With us.
I hate to say it, but you're definitely not welcome to come with me to the pub because you wouldn't fit in there. Not at my pub.
That's fine.
Jimmy!
Does anybody know that you go to the pub, Zephan? Like, does anybody have an idea of what you do after? Or is that just a completely secret life?
Do we know that you go, but we don't know you have a secret
I mean,
identity?
I think you guys know that I go to a pub every night, but you have no idea that I go as Rick Mad Dog.
You don't know that you cross-dress to
Yeah, no, you guys know that I go to a pub every night, but not that like where it is or anything like that.
Ash, I'll come with you to talk and to get information, but I'm not going to pray. And if that makes you uncomfortable, that's fine. I'll do my own investigating.
No. We welcome all to our services. You don't have to participate to come.
Zevarra has this look of sadness. Well, a lot of discomfort mixed with just a little bit of sadness that kind of passes over her face very quickly before she like kind of shakes her head a little bit and puts her stoic face back on. I'll come with you.
All right. Lord,
The
do you
mage hand gives you a thumbs up.
Lord, do you have any plans for tonight?
Yeah, I tell the rest of the group, I say, I'm just gonna stay here tonight in case she comes back. I'm just gonna hold down the fort. Maybe I'll work on that heating system a little bit. And he kind of distractedly just wanders over there.
Yeah, the part has been in by now, so you have the part. Yeah, it's
so
been a week.
I start installing that piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The piece may or may not be somewhat used, just slightly used.
I'm gonna guess Lore's used to that.
Roll a check to see what type of what type of check would he have to do to see what condition the part is in.
I'll say either investigation or insight.
If he wants to, you don't have to.
I'm doing that. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, this is why I have to keep repairing this thing.
I'm also a little too distracted thinking about the boss to particularly care. So I note it, but just continue installing it just to keep myself occupied.
All right, so we'll do this. I'm gonna grab a quick swig of water because now I got to do funky voices. So we'll do the pub first. So you enter your local. Oh, he has his headphones off, but
We're not doing the pub first.
He's getting his
character.
costume on.
Yeah, I know. So there we go. So you enter the pub. Do you have a name for this pub?
It's the Stinky Dog.
The Stinky Dog. Stinky Dog for Mad Pup. Anyway.
Mad pup.
So, the bartender sees just like it's like a Goliath behind the pub, the bar thing. Just like, oh, do you want a regular?
Yeah, regular mate.
Okay, and just like turns back and is like, yeah, you get the dirty cup. Yeah, that one. Okay, good. No whipped cream for this one. Okay, oh yeah, here you go, my dude. You look down. What's wrong?
Well, mate, I'm being chased by this lady, but I don't know where she is. I know she's following me, but I don't know where she is.
Oh. Unrequited love. quite a normal thing. When I was a young lad, I've also had to tell the ladies, no, I love beer. That's why I have this establishment.
Right.
And probably why I will die alone. But anyway, different. Yeah. So you don't want woman finding, or do?
Well, I kind of want to find out what I'm getting in for before it goes any farther.
Oh, you need information. What information you need? You have name of woman?
Yeah.
Okay, who's woman?
Susan Brittlebeak.
You're trying to find Susan Brittlebeak. If she's gonna chase you, you're screwed. Oh, she's gonna catch you, mate. You're going, what you do?
Nothing beyond the normal. Little bit of maybe, bumping heads.
Oh, man, have I told...
Nicked something from some fancy house.
Hey, Jimmy, this guy is running from Susan Brittlebeak. Can you imagine that? Oh, I tried that once. I lost my pinky toe. It was not a very pleasant experience. You're in the deep. The big, all of it. Didn't I sell you a pot?
Nope. No, definitely not me. Well, yeah, maybe you sold me a pot.
Did it work?
I think so.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm gonna leave early tonight. I'll talk to you later. And he leaves. Okay, look. If Susan Brittlebeak wants to find you, you're gonna be found. However, if this is something else, if you're trying to find her...
Right. I figure if I can find her first, I can stay 2 steps ahead.
Oh, no, I never thought of that.
Right.
It's like hide and seek, but reverse.
Right. That way, when she's tracking me and I'm tracking her, she'll be tracking herself.
It's like a big old loop.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Man. It's like the donut hole inside a donut.
Right.
Yeah, okay, you know what? It's gonna take a little time. We'll see. We'll put out the feelers. We'll put out our little squiggly wigglies to go see if we can find her. Do you want the ultra violence with this?
No. I don't think ultraviolence is needed.
Okay.
I don't want I want to find her without being found.
Oh.
So nothing leads back to me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, Tommy is off the list. Okay.
Definitely, Tommy Hatch off the list.
Okay, we're gonna send them out. We're gonna take looks, and you come back in a week, and we'll give you the information. Okay?
Right, a week?
Yeah, a week. It's look, we gotta be thorough. You're trying to find Susan Brittlebeak, my boy. You're either screwed or you'll be in jail, and I won't. Well, it won't matter. So.
I mean, it gives me a week. I've got to stay away from her, though. How long did it take Jimmy to get caught by her?
Oh, that boy is an idiot. It took him about 2 days. How long you been running?
A week.
Oh. Well, that is interesting, my boy. Okay. You know what? You might actually be able to get away from her yet. This would be the case with the ages. I met the person that outsmarted Susan Brittlebeak. I might just put your picture on the wall. Right next to my dear old mum.
Listen, mate, if you can get me more information in less than a week, you can be the man that helped me escape Susan Brittlebeak. You put your own picture on the wall.
Oh, last time I did it, I lost business, but don't worry. I'll tell him to get on the double.
Right.
Alright.
I'll check back in 2 days.
Okay, we'll see. Someone's not sleeping, and that's the problem. Okay. And he turns around and he's just like, Jim, no, the other one. You go run the bar for a second. I gotta go do something. Hello.
Shut up, Jim. The
Hey.
other one.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna finish this, and I've got to run.
Oh. You
I'm just
run
gonna,
really
like-
fast.
Bounce.
Oh, there he goes again.
All right. And so while that's going on at the same time, you guys are down at the docks. You guys can see like Brother Tross is standing on one of the docks, and you can see the cave opening leading out into the open sea. And he's just like, and so the sea comes in and the sea goes out, but it's always there. I don't remember if this was my voice a scene ago, but I'm in mourning. So this is what it is now. I should just make everyone a Kaetchuum because they have different voices because I steal everyone's voice. Anyway. And he's like, and don't worry, when you need peace, remember the ocean, for thus it is rough. It is also brings peace. And men, women, that weird freak over on the barrel, before you guys go, if anyone has any information on Susan Brittlebeak, it seems that we've lost contact with her. As you all know, she has helped us a great deal. And I believe we all have been helped and served, and just life has been made better. Life isn't easy here on the Cloud District. We're right in the middle. We get it from both ends. That sounded really weird. So if you find any information, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, just come over here. We're gonna be standing here for a few minutes, and then we're gonna do a quick walk around, so yeah. And
Asha stands up as you finish talking, and begins to just plead that he'll search far and wide, and that his courage will pull him through to find Susan, that he'll travel across the land, and to find her is his real test, because he wants to be the very best, like no one else ever was at finding Susan, and John knows what I'm quoting. But he just really begins to plead, very out of character of what Z has seen him before, and just this impassioned emotion, and just saying, it's please, if you know anything of where Susan may be, please let us know. I don't know what I'll do if I can't find her.
Yeah, and you guys can see on the faces, there's a lot of people that are concerned, and a handful of people come up, there's one who comes up, and she's like, I don't know where she could have been, but if there's any way I could help, do you guys need meals down at the detective agency that I can't remember the silly name we came up with? Does anyone remember what we called
I
it?
don't remember either.
We had a bunch of silly ones.
And well, let's just name it,
It was the something Raven.
well, let's call it, Raven Scales Detective Agency.
Okay.
There we go.
I mean,
I'm just
that's
gonna
what the
name it right after that dumb door knocker I came up with. It looked really cool in my head, dang it. It says, if you need anything down at the Raven Scales, just let me know. I think I can bring some extra bread and maybe some honey. I think my husband, he might have some extra coffee or something to bring down. I know one of your lads really like it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Do you know anyone who might know, even if you don't?
I can keep my ear to the ground and see if I find anybody, but you guys probably know better than most. If Susan doesn't want to be found, she's not going to be found. I remember the day she came in here with that very muscly man. he was quite the looker to me. But anyway, he they as soon as they came here to Cloud District, they instantly started cleaning things up. It made a safer place.
Do we know a muscly man?
She's
Can I
talking
make
about
a-
lore.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm just making sure if whether or not like we knew who she
Yeah.
was talking about.
Oh,
or if
yeah.
there was something.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say you guys can put it together that
Okay. Yeah.
they her and Lore there's a little bit of a history before
Yeah.
you guys came out.
Aesheon was making side comments to himself while she's talking. He's like, muscly, come on.
Lore's just standing in the detective agency and he's just I don't know why, but I gotta flex. I feel good.
Can I look around the group of people kind of mulling around down here and see if anyone looks suspicious or uncomfortable, or if anyone reacted to the comment about Susan being missing?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay.
And
While she does that,
yeah.
Aesheon is just rubbing his hands together and just
Mhm.
ever
Oh,
so
that's not
often his thaumaturgy goes off and his eyes shift colors and he's just so distraught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so 18.
Yeah, so you look around and it's just you can see that there's a lot of people that are sad to hear that something's wrong with Susan. She's definitely one of those people that has touched everybody and helped everybody that she can. You guys, just your little interaction of her just totally being upbeat and just okay, let's do this thing, that's how she treated everybody. And so the fact that she's missing is sad. And you can see there's definitely some rough looking people that are kind of in the alleyways between some of these things that are just they don't look mean or shifty or angry, but they're just distraught, where it's just where they look like those were people that might have been on charged on for different cases, but Susan helped them because it was just they look like they fit the bill, and Susan's no, and found the real perpetrator, the real reason. And then it's just your eyes, as you scan over, you see a child, and she's in tears, and you can hear her say to her mother, and it's just
Ma, Miss Susan's gone. She's the one that found me in the mines.
and the mom's yeah, don't worry, she's a strong woman, Bird. I keep forgetting that, but anyway, she's a strong woman. She's a strong ladybird. And she'll find her way through this. And
Do you think she could be in the mines?
dear, we better leave this to the professionals. And as she picks up her child and walks away. But
Ash,
okay.
I don't think they know. I don't think anyone knows anything more than we do.
And Aesheon finds Brother Tross and really just kind of goes over to him and goes, "Brother, we must go now.
I
No
believe.
one here knows. We need to do something, anything."
Okay. Why don't you you guys take the East District? I'll go through the North District and see if we can find anybody. Let's see. It shouldn't be too difficult. The East District is more like a merchant area, so you can.
How late at night is it at this point?
It's getting close. I'm gonna say it's between 9 and 10.
So are there going to be a lot of people out?
No, normally just the way it's set up, especially normally the people that are going to be out is just either people heading home from the bar or the different pubs, or just people getting off of their shift if they got to work in the mines, or like there will be a handful of people out, but it's just there's not much of a nightlife on this district.
So are we planning on, he's talking about, I'm asking out of character, he's talking about going and like asking around more, or like when he's saying like let's split up?
Yeah, well, he's just saying we could probably cover more ground.
Right. So I'm wondering, do we wait until tomorrow?
It's up to you.
Whatever Z does, Aesheon's still going out.
Oh, okay. So I'll say that to you, Ash. I don't know that it's worth our time tonight. No one's gonna be out.
Ash gets really indignant with her saying that, and just says, "Well, if you're not coming, I'm going anyway." And just kind of like a little petulant 20-year-old, just kind of like storms off out.
Brother Tross grabs you and he's like, brother, would Susan want us to be unwise in our search, and all the time you spent with her? What is one of the things she has always told you when it comes to working with cases?
And Aesheon just kind of is like distraught and frustrated, and it's just kind of like, she wouldn't tell me not to search for her, and he just kind of like pushes Brother Tross away and goes out to talk to people.
So Zevarra just kind of like shakes her head but takes off after him. I'm not gonna let him.
Brother Tross is like, I'll go with him. If you want to head in so that way you can get to the office early, I'll spend the night with him. He might be a little late tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
What's new?
Later. Is that Mad Dog over there?
I actually think Zevarra goes back to the office. I don't know that she would be able to. I think she knows that she's not going to be able to sleep, and she knows that Lor's there, so she goes back there just to kind of feel like she's doing something. Falls asleep on one of the benches.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, and okay, so yeah, you and Lor are in the office, and I don't know, maybe you guys, it's getting late and all that stuff, and it's clicking over into the next day. I want you both to make a perception check.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Okay, I am real sleepy. Oh good.
Okay.
Thank goodness, one of us is awake.
Okay. So Zevarra, you're just sleeping and all that stuff, and I don't know, Lor, maybe you're trying to sleep, and I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that this is the first time you had to like share a sleeping space, even though there's tons of space with another person. You're just like, oh no, people. And but you're sitting there, and then you just like hear from outside this weird noise. It's just like,
Oh no.
I'm just,
Are you gonna wake me up?
No, I go over to the door to investigate.
yeah, there's
Just kind
no,
of like look out the window.
yeah, there's nobody out there.
All right, then I go back to Z and I kind of like poke her until she replies, and then I say,
Yeah.
"Do you hear that?
What? What are you talking about?
That noise? Do you hear that?"
Do I hear it now that I'm awake?
No, it stopped or was never there.
I don't. What did it sound like?
It was raspy, a raspy voice.
Did it
Like-
say anything?
No, it was just making a noise, like a raspy groan.
Can you?
But It sounded like it was coming from outside, but when I looked out the window, I didn't see anything. There was no one there.
What time is it? What
I
time
don't
is it?
It's
I don't
around,
know
like,
what time is it.
3. That seems appropriate.
All right.
Witching hour. Well, I mean, is it the wind? Are you talking about the wind?
No.
Lore? Have you slept? Lore, really? Are you sleeping?
No, but I know what the wind sounds like. This was not the wind.
Well, do you feel like we need to go check?
Maybe why don't we both kind of just canvass the front office area. Just don't go too far, but just see if you hear it or see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Okay. And how much time do you guys want to spend doing this?
Not long. I don't know that I.
Couple minutes.
Like at most 10.
I don't know.
Like 10 minutes. Okay, yeah.
At most, yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't hear anything, or see anything, or it's just like I'll give you like a little description of what this area looks like. It's like a cobbled, carved out like aisleway or like kind of just hallway, and it reaches up pretty high, but like at least like 30-40 feet high. But it's just like it's like a city grid where instead of buildings, it's just pieces of rock that were hollowed out for different buildings to be in. But there is like a sewer system that is built in, and so there's like different like small like vents that are like sporadically put down, and like that is what's also like contributing to the mist and the haze that is constantly in the Cloud District.
So we come back inside, and I say to Lore, I know you don't think it was the wind, but it must have been what it is. The wind catching the alleyway at a weird angle. There's nothing else out there.
I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling about all of this. Just something doesn't add up.
I think you need to sleep. If it makes you feel better, I've gotten a few hours. I'll keep watch.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to try and do.
I'll stay awake. So I go back to my desk, but like, I'll try to stay awake so that he can sleep.
I just go over and sit in a chair and kind of close my eyes, but I'm not really sleeping.
Mm-hmm. All right. And the night goes on uneventfully. And we're just going to fast forward through time a little bit here. And it's now been another week and a half. And Susan still isn't back. And no one is having any information. You guys are all back in here. I don't know. Are you guys, is your pawn still in here? Okay, they're all in there.
Yeah.
And
I think I call like a morning huddle. So everyone should be around my desk to like talk this out.
Laura's just kind of pacing back and forth in the background. Close enough to listen, but
I will have brought a somewhat tan cup of sugar milk for Zevarra. A black coffee, but with lots and lots of sugar for Aesheon, and just straight black coffee like a normal person for Lore.
And Aesheon just looks disheveled at this point, as if he hadn't been sleeping much.
Yeah.
Like just spent like every waking moment when he's not at the detective agency, just like trying to like find someone who knows something about where Susan is.
Okay, here's the deal. We have to do something. So we have an address. Let's explore it. But here's the thing. I am worried about half of this group. Lore and Ash, I don't think you've slept in a week and a half.
Laura just kind of grunts and says, I got less sleep in the military. I'll be fine.
Ash is just like, I only need a short rest to survive. I only need a short rest to survive. Just kind of like a broken record at this point. Just as you question him, he's just like, I only need a short rest to survive, as he's just trying to like hold himself together.
Oh, and just another thing, if it just wasn't clear with nothing being found, your contacts that you tried to put out at the bar, they didn't find anything either, but they said they're still looking.
What I figured.
Yeah.
What I figured. I probably haven't been back in 2 or 3 days just to, keep up the pretense that I got caught or something. I'll go over to Zevarra and say, listen, let me check out the address.
Well, before he goes and does that on his own, do we know, because I have the address, I took it down, is it like, what do I know about the address that she gave us?
It is on the, let's see, the East District. Like, it's on almost the border of the mountain.
So how far from our office is that?
It would be about I'm trying to think. This is the thing I was looking up to see how wide a mountain is, but it's I would say it would be maybe like at least maybe like a 2-hour walk to get through all the districts to get to there. Like, it's on like the outskirts.
Okay.
Actually,
Zephan,
journeys, has he been in that area? As he's been like scouring at night trying to find people?
Yeah, we can say that you wandered through there.
Isn't
I
that
don't
you?
know.
Isn't that you said it's the like celestial worship area, or it's like the bad part of town essentially?
So, like, the bad part, like, the stuff that you knew is, like, those are the upper levels, like, that do the celestial worship.
Okay.
But, like, there have been rumors, like, no one's been able, and if I said, I'm just forgetting, but, like, there's been rumors of some of that celestial worship that's been spilling into the area, but they're just rumors.
Zephan, I appreciate you wanting to go, but if you leave with that address, you better believe that Lor and Ash are going with you. And to be honest, I'm not totally sure that they're ready or up for a big mission like this. I think we have to go together.
Could.
I come over and say our best chances are in numbers. We're gonna need all of our eyes to comb through the location. We don't even know if there's any kind of clues there or if she left any kind of a trace. So the more eyes we can get on it, the better.
I also don't know if someone is watching it. In which case, stealth could be important.
True. We could set up a diversion. We could make a feint where we can go to, the general area, but just kind of the three of us can kind of bumble around while you sneak into the actual address and see what you can find. And then we can kind of make our decision and go from there.
Do we know anything about that area? So it's a 2-hour walk. Ash was around, but I doubt that he was like, knowledgeably there. But do any of the three of us have any experience being out there?
It's so far out there that, like, it's kind of like the boonies of this district, but
so
it's still it's still pretty, like, there is a finite space in this area. Like, there's the edge, and so it's just like when you saw that she lives like kind of almost like some people think like in the wall, at least it's like that is shocking in itself, because like that she is here before anybody else in the office when she is there, and like I'm gonna assume like you guys probably live a little bit closer to the area, so it's not like a 2-hour walk every day.
Right.
And so, like, that in itself is a little bit weird.
And Ash lives really right next door to the detective agency.
Say it again?
Still comes, like I said, and Ash lives only, like, right next door to the detective agency and still shows up, like, 4 hours late to work.
Do we have access to any kind of vehicles? I do have, like, vehicle proficiency, so I could transport us out there. I don't know if we have like a company car.
Yeah, it's I don't think you guys have like a company car, but it's like
Maybe like a maintenance vehicle.
Yeah, like I would say like maybe it's something like that where like if you need heavier parts, like it's yeah, like
Lori.
A what?
A lorry.
Right. Like a van.
Yeah. So like you have something of the equivalent of that, but you guys don't normally drive it because like a lot, mainly because the fuel is expensive in this world.
Well, it's probably going to be very conspicuous, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about stealth, we need to
Sure.
go on foot.
I mean, I know someone.
You know someone.
I know someone that would probably be able to get into and out of the house without being seen very easily.
Are you talking about yourself?
Ash,
Oh.
Ash is like,
No.
Zephan, thank you so much for saying that you
Ash,
believe.
you were Ash, you have not slept in a week and a half. You're not going anywhere by yourself.
I mean, Aesheon, I have a job for you.
At this moment, you hear, "Hello,
Oh.
hello, people,"
Oh.
as this Asimar walks in.
Why is she more beautiful than me?
Blame the token. No, I'm really thankful for the person who made these tokens. They have a stored on Roll20. They all look like this. I saw them and I was immediately like, "Yep, these are gonna be the tokens for all my games until further notice."
This is great.
Can we do any rolls or checks to figure out who this person is?
Yeah. Well, you guys can do a let's see, a history or yeah.
Oh,
Oh man.
So a history check.
that's it?
Yeah.
No other options?
Yeah, just a
Or can I
history.
do like an insight or
I obviously don't know this person.
I rolled a natural one again.
Same! We're Nat 1 bros.
Well, I might know her.
Yes. And so does Lor, because this is Deaton Brumblepatch, the overseer of Cloud District.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hello there, detective agency. I've noticed that your leader has been missing. However, cases and stuff are piling up, and we've been worked well with her. And, look, you guys, she's a nice person, all that stuff, but I need you guys to get this work done. You guys, nothing has been happening here."
Sir.
I'm gonna walk over to him and just in a really like schmarmy way, like stick my hand on his shoulder and go, "Oh, we appreciate that. We really do. She's been on vacation for a couple of weeks.
That
and
is not
we
what the streets have
are-
said.
Streets.
I've heard this, and it's like
They don't know
like he
anything.
takes your hand, like, "You keep that to yourself. You guys have 2 weeks, otherwise we're going to have to close this business. Okay?
Right.
If you guys don't do results, I'm having complaints about certain cases not being fulfilled. I know Susan normally took care of this, but look, I have a whole district to run, and if I don't run it well, the higher ups on the other floors are going to come down and make things a lot more weird. We don't want weird down in the Cloud District. It's already weird enough. So in
Can I
2
remember
weeks,
the like head of police's name by any chance?
yeah, the head of police would be sorry, my
You're good.
I had to come up with a name on the spot. We're gonna name him the first name is coming up as Ralph, but that's really close to a person that I know is actually in the police. We're gonna name him Guy Gulliver.
Hi, Gulliver. Right. So I'm just gonna go. So, I mean, what? Guys having stuff pile up too much and needs our help again, or?
You could say something like that.
Right.
But we all know how well Susan kept this together, and if she is gone, she's left, because no one knows where she is. And then someone is going to have to step into that place. And if it isn't you, well, then we'll just have to hire outside help.
What do
That
I know?
shouldn't be necessary.
What do I know about this guy and his character or his politics? Like, is he a straight shooter? Is he like, a scummy liar? Like, what is he like? What do I know about him?
His record seems a little too clean.
Okay.
But it's no secret that he aspires to go to the higher levels.
Gotcha.
While he's talking, Dave, can I use my one special ability that we talked about to see if it's a yes or no? I
gotta look it up. What your special ability was?
Well, no, it's like detect magic, but it's different.
Oh, yes. You can do that.
Do I get an aura off of him?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I think Zevarra, kind of knowing or assuming a little bit about him and his ambitions, tries to reason with him. And she says, Sir Bumblepatch, right?
Yep, Brumblepatch.
Brumblepatch. You've said it a few times, but this establishment is held in high regard for many years. And Miss Brittlebeak has never let you down, even when she's been gone for extended periods of time. And who are you to withdraw your support in a time when she may be in need?
That's why I'm giving you this chance.
Oh.
If she comes back, it would be great. Everything will go back to whatever we call normal.
And who are you going to have to step in her place so quickly? It would be much more within your favor, don't you think, to offer us some extra hands to not only solve these cases, but also go and offer her aid if she should so need it. Because if this establishment falls under, there is no one to come and pick up and do the work as well as she.
This is why I was hoping the people that was closest to her and I assumed worked with her could possibly at least get the lower level work done.
See, you put us in a very difficult position because there are only 4 of us and we may need to go and offer her additional support as her employees, and we cannot do both.
Okay, we'll do this. I'll talk to Guy. We'll make sure we have a little bit more outlooking. A little bit more looking out throughout the nights and through the other districts, and I'll see if I can get some reports from the other districts. I am trying my best. There's things going on beneath the surface that you guys cannot always see. Miss Brittlebeak understood this, which is why we worked well together. I'm just asking that if we can work together and get some of these other smaller projects, these smaller cases off the table, this would bring some peace. The people are getting unruly.
You realize that you're asking us to leave off going to find her in order to solve minuscule cases?
You'll never know. Sometimes, Susan once told me that sometimes clues show up in the most unexpected area.
Aesheon steps up to him, extends his hand, and introduces himself as Susan's number 2. I roll a 21 as a deception check.
Zevarra rolls her eyes.
Oh.
And I offer him that I can lead our group in Susan's absence.
He's like, "What's your name again, boy?"
Aesheon, sir. Aesheon Kaetchuum, the pious.
So Miss Brittlebeak told me about you. This is an excellent time
to prove your worth. She told me you wanted cases. Well, now you have all of them that are on the table.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think
Mage
this...
hand just starts fist pumping behind his back.
What do you think would happen if she comes back, and then when the town needed people the most, those who were standing close to her didn't try to fill her shoes? It's up to you. You have 2 weeks. If there's no progress, well, we'll have different talks. And he walks out. And as like before he leaves, is like, I don't want to do this. I had great high respect, but as I said, beneath the surface, not everything is controllable. And leaves.
Did he leave us with the cases he wanted us to like?
No, because if you remember, there in the beginning, like before Susan left, there was cases that came in and a few things,
Okay.
and that's kind of what he's mentioning, where it's just like there's some people are getting unspoken, like they're getting a little bit restless. Nothing's being done, and so I will let you guys know what those cases are done, and nothing is stopping you from looking at these, doing 1 or 2 of these. He didn't sit, like, what he was trying to communicate is that you don't need to get these all done at once. Something just has to look like it's happening to give the people a little bit of peace. So, what
Aesheon. No, you're good.
yeah, so, well, I'll ask, do you guys pull out the case list?
Aesheon's gonna turn to everyone, like, make himself look like he grew an inch or two. Thaumaturgy his voice a little louder.
Oh my gosh, Ash.
and just be like, all right, team, you heard him.
Will you just shut up? I'm so over this. Can't believe he just walked in here and gave us an ultimatum.
Lor comes over and he says, as much as I hate to admit it, but I think Ash is on the right track. Unfortunately, I think what we need to do is work these cases, keep the business afloat, and then use the contacts that we make and, keep our ears out while we're out there to see if we can pick up any clues. Because let's be honest, we have nothing right now. We have next to nothing about where to even start looking other than maybe an address. But
Her
if we
address was everything. It's the thing she gave us if something went wrong.
it's the address that she said she may be at, but it could have clues. It could also have nothing. Maybe she moved on past there. We don't know. But at least getting out there and making it look like something is being done, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
A question about the address. Was it something she said out loud, or did she write it down on a piece of paper and give that to
She wrote it down.
Zevarra?
Yeah, she wrote it down.
So Zevarra's the only one that has that currently.
Yeah. Well, unless you guys shared it.
So I turn around to Zephan and I say, Zephan, who was this person? Was it you, or do you have someone who can go and look and see if there's anything here?
I've got a contact that can go and take a look around without being seen. Very
Real
discreet.
quick though, guys, I really have to use the bathroom. I'm gonna have to pause real quick. Like, I've been holding it on. And I'm like,
for
oh
like
goodness.
2 hours.
Let me use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll be able to close this. It's like getting to the point.
Okay.
I'll be right back, everybody.
I need a bathroom break too, so that works for me.
Okay.
Man, I was ready to start detectiving. So we'll just sit here real awkwardly on Twitch.
Yes, definitely.
Here, while we're doing
Here.
that, hold on. Let me pull up the Pokemon theme song.
Here, I'll show you guys what. Oh, you don't get him banned.
No. I can sing the lyrics.
Oh, you can sit. There we go. Okay.
We can't sing the song. Like
Okay.
we can't sing the actual song, but I can say, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Pokemon, I will travel across the land searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. The Pokemon, gotta catch them all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, geez.
I think while we're all discussing this, Zephan is just over in the corner, like
Doing magic tricks.
doing magic tricks.
And then we're gonna just change the lyrics of the song as it goes. To solve the cases is my real test.
Nice. That's it. That's all
Gotta
you
go
got.
find the boss.
Gotta find the boss.
Can we have a new theme song when we? Oh my gosh! If Ash
I
is
love
gonna sing a theme song while we go on detective cases,
I'm gonna take a dip into the bar just so I can play the song on
oh no.
Let me just roll a performance check real quick and see
See how well you did there.
how well we did here. It's not terrible. It
What'd you
probably
get?
didn't pass. Some people love it because it's a 12. Other people hate it.
It's right there in the middle.
It's a good tweener.
Ooh, that was a fancy one, Nate. Do you do other magic tricks or just card ones?
Mostly just card tricks.
Just card tricks.
Yeah, I can
This
take
is
my
my
finger
favorite.
off.
Oh, I can
Oh,
probably
the,
do that one too.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I
I
got to
have
the
weird
point where I can also
fingers.
take my middle finger off too.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is called math magic. Oh, there's 3. Look at that. 0 and then back. Oh, there we go.
Have we lost all of our viewers now?
Dave normally has about like 3 or 4.
They're all
Yeah.
gone.
I could be wrong.
Let's check.
I don't know. I should pull up the Twitch, but then I
Nope,
feel like
there's still 6. There's been 6 the whole time.
Hey, hi everybody.
Yay!
Thanks
We
for being
have
here.
been.
Six people find us entertaining.
5 plus me. So
Uh,
I
All
wish I
logged
could
in.
read the chat right now and just have someone tell
Oh.
us who.
Okay,
who
so
they think their favorite is
yesterday-
so far.
yesterday I was at a young adult group with my church, and there's this new kid there, and I was thinking about which accent I was going to use for Rick for the alter ego,
mhm.
and I was thinking in an Australian accent.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
so this guy, where I'm kind of walking around and working while we're at this this thing, and he comes up and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm Calvin. What's your name?" And without meaning to, I said, "Night."
Did you go with it?
And he was
Could you
like,
just have
"Wait,
gone-
what?" And I was like, "Yes, night." And he's like, "Oh, how do you spell that?" And I realized I'm speaking in an Australian accent right now. Wow. I was like,
really wish-
NATE. I just said it the first time with a really dumb accent for some reason. Sorry. It's Nate. It was
like-
like, oops.
No, you
Big
should have
oops.
just like hardcore leaned
Just
into
continued.
it. and
Oh
did
yeah, Mike. My name's
Australian for
Knight.
the
I'm from
rest of-
Australia. The entire
Not the
rest of the
Mike.
movie night, just sitting there. All right. Everybody loves Back to the Future, mate.
I was trying to explain my character to Jen tonight as I was leaving, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is like what my character does, and like this is the intricacies." And she was just like, "I don't find anything that you're talking about interesting,
in this.
and or why you're trying so hard to explain this to me in a way that I would enjoy it." And I'm like, "Well, you could
Oh,
watch
man.
it if you wanted." And she was like, "Nah." I wouldn't."
Aww. I feel
Look,
like
if we ever get her to watch one of these, then that'll be a win.
Nice.
It's a win enough that she lets me do this stuff.
Very true.
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take it. She
Yeah.
hasn't divorced me yet, so not that she would, but
I hope not over a few hours of D&D.
Yeah.
There's another group called Corridor Digital that's doing a campaign right now called Son of a Dungeon. and it's a bunch of VFX artists, and so they're using a bunch of really cool technology to like visualize the campaign as they're playing it.
Oh, that's cool.
But they've got your average group of people, but their bard actually like has a guitar on him at all times,
Oh, that's
and
so
just
cool.
is randomly strumming his guitar and like singing every now and then just as they're playing. It's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love when people can do that.
nice.
Oh my gosh. Johnny Baxter has the cutest little blop right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nate, speaking of a bard, one of my backup characters that I was thinking about, and I have to talk to Dave about this to even see if it was doable, was like a folk hero fighter
Yeah.
who would just have a minstrel NPC with him everywhere he went.
Oh no.
We would have to find out
Yes.
if I had to sing the songs, or if we would make Dave come up and
that'd be
sing songs
amazing.
about my character.
It's
In,
basically the Witcher.
Yeah, there we go. In my other session, I told all my characters, all my players, that they would get a permanent +2 to all D20 rolls, except for attack rolls, if they came dressed up as their characters.
Nice.
Which is really funny because the guy who's playing a bard currently is playing a female bard.
Nice.
Alright.
Nice.
And a little inspiration for cross-dressing.
Nothing says D&D like cross-dressing.
It's a beautiful world. Well,
His
I-
mom walks in just like, "Why are you in my dress?"
don't judge me.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Oh man. Well, I feel like $1,000,000 right now, so I can go on for another 4 hours.
Oh no, I cannot.
Yeah. Well, that it started off about 30 minutes into the thing, and I'm like, I could do this, and then I couldn't.
Sometimes when that pressure starts pushing,
Yep.
So.
I just want you to know that you should all be impressed because I usually have to pee every 45 minutes. And I've not asked for a bathroom break this whole time. John knows. John knows.
Elizabeth
It's real bad.
drink any water today and is suffering.
I prepped.
Say it's called Depends, right?
No.
She actually got a catheter this morning.
Nope. None of that. None of that is true. All of you watching, do not listen to anything they're saying.
Oh man. Well then, since I totally killed the whole vibe with I need to go and use the bathroom. Because, oh man, I didn't want to, because I'm like, oh man, we're in such a good headspace right now, everything's flowing, and then things had to go. So,
I was talking to Zephan about sending someone to the address.
mhm.
And as they're doing that, I think I walk over to Lor, and just say, "Hey, let's start going through the cases."
Okay.
As everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, because Z
I
doesn't
think-
seem to want to do that.
I think
Yeah.
Zevarra's intention is to see if we can send someone. So she's not going to split the party, but if Zephan knows someone outside of our 4 that can go and look, she wants someone to go.
And Aesheon is stupid enough to split the party because he's just so focused on wanting to be a big shot now.
Alright. How about one is an Zevarra, well, Z, why don't you roll? There's 2 Z's. Now I gotta make sure I'm saying the right Z.
You just put our names together.
Yeah, Zevarra. Why don't you do a wisdom check right now? Just straight wisdom.
Oh, okay. Wisdom. Can I just click that? I can...
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oof.
Oh,
What was
Natural.
that?
Okay.
I'm too emotional. I'm really upset right
All
now.
right. Well, I'll let anybody else that wants to roll wisdom. Because what she's doing makes sense.
Ugh. I am
Well,
also
you haven't-
you
very
haven't
distraught,
slept.
apparently.
Well, you haven't
Yeah.
slept in a week.
I've rolled a 7.
Okay, come
7
on.
plus.
Stefan.
No, like I rolled a 6 plus
Oh
1.
my
Oh,
gosh,
okay.
what is wrong with us? Stefan, save us, please.
Am I rolling a wisdom saving?
If you
throw?
want to, it's up to you.
Yes.
Oh, did I roll?
For
I rolled a
what?
wisdom save.
Wisdom saving, yeah, just straight wisdom.
John,
Do I have?
Oh.
hey, there's one.
Just click wisdom, babe.
Okay.
Yep. Not any better.
Yeah, so like everyone is being emotional, but Zephan, you sit there, take a breath, and you realize that whatever his name was, Deaton Brumblepatch, he wasn't saying for us to stop looking.
Yeah.
Just there has to be something the public to see that people are still safe. And
Okay.
yeah. So that thought comes into your mind.
Yeah. So I'll say, okay, listen, let's do this. I know a guy. Him and I can go check out the address. You guys can get to work on the cases that we have, so that when we find Susan and bring her back, she's got something to come back to.
Okay, how long are you going to be gone?
Probably just
And-
tonight.
How are we going
I guess.
to? What are we going to do if you go missing too? We can't lose someone else. I won't let it happen.
Aesheon puts his foot down and says, "We all go now."
Ash, I don't think that's.
I really think the best idea for us here is for me and this person I know to go take a look at the house. We'll sneak in there, we'll sneak out, nobody will ever know that we're there. I have some background in that. You guys know a little bit of that. I'm good at getting into places without being detected. So is my friend. So we can go check out the house. Maybe we'll find the crystal there to open up the desk and see if we can find out more information on what Susan's working on. Aesheon, wouldn't you love to find out whoever's been putting that blasphemous graffiti all over the place?
I want to. I want us to do, but if you leaving means we are down one more, then we all must go.
Dave, in this world, is there any technology like a cell phone or a walkie-talkie, or like do we
Sending
have
stones?
phones? Yeah, do we
Yeah,
have?
sending stones exist, yeah.
I would assume it would make sense that our office would have them.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have a set.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
I can take a sending stone with me.
Yeah.
Do the sending stones
Sending
Have a
stones have
range.
no limited range outside of existence usually. That's just usually. I don't know.
No.
They might be different in our.
No.
Do they have
Well-
the range to like go up to that 2-hour walk mark or whatever it is that he would be?
Yeah, like there might be like a little
That's
bit of like a delay between the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it would definitely work.
Okay, so Zephan, let's set up kind of our check-in times. So how long do you need? What is a reasonable amount of time for you to get there, check, and check back in with me before I should worry?
Hour to meet up with my friend, 2 hours to get there. Checking with you just before we get there to let you know I'm still alive. And however long it takes for us to check out the house. I don't really want to check in while we're in the house in case we're sneaking around.
Sure.
And so, but then I'll definitely let you know before we come back.
So Dave, we're still the morning, right? Because we were just getting ready to. Okay.
Mhm.
So if
And
we
I'll do
say
it tonight.
overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight.
And like
Definitely overnight.
and so here, let me give like because I'm seeing the time and we're going a little bit over than the time that we said we were going to end. But one of the things I figured, if I'm understanding this correctly, maybe during the day, you guys, since you'll attempt to do some of the cases or at least look at them, maybe decide what case you want to do, and then Zephan can go look at this location, and then tonight, and then pass that information on to you guys, and then if you so choose, go on that case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Jan sleep exhaustedly was laying out the cases on the desk.
Alright.
So they're like slightly disheveled pages, like nothing's like placed out well.
Oh no. Zevarra looks back over after making this plan with Zephan, is like, what have you done? Oh my gosh, you need to stop touching the papers. Stop. Just stop.
All right. After you get everything in order, it doesn't take too long. There are 5 jobs that are outlined, and so it's the first one you have is a missing pet, and a little information in there is that Countess Gallina, her little muffin is missing. The next case
Does it
is
mention what kind of animal muffin is?
that is not written. If you want more information, you have to go talk with the Countess.
Okay.
The next case is a theft at one of the businesses, and just the information is that Bronze Tusk's apothecary has supplies that have been missing, that seem to just be vanishing. The third case is graffiti has been appearing around Halcyon Peaks, and there's been graffiti around all the thing, but the thing this is what is standing out is that it's saying 2 capital F's. FF has risen! ! And is written in purple paint, and it's just being plastered all over the place.
Final Fantasy's back.
As we have like FF has risen, is there a check I can make as we look at that, or is it?
Yes, if you guys so wish to do, you guys can roll either Arcana, History. Actually, no, Arcana wouldn't work. Either History or
Religion?
Yes, Religion, that would work.
That's a 17 for me.
13.
Alright. So, but yeah. So with everyone's, you tell me what you wrote. Got it. Yeah. So, yeah. Brain, come on. So Zevarra and Lor, and actually Zephan, you guys really haven't heard anything, or this doesn't really, like, you're just like, it's kind of just taking up space. However, names. Ash, yes. Ash, you realize that you've heard at the docks that down in Tin Ridge, which Tin Ridge is one of the lower hollowed out peaks, that about a week or 2 ago, purple flames just started shooting out from all over that place, like, and there's no explanation why, but there's been like stories of maniacal laughter and just purple flame pouring that like just ruined the merchant district in that area.
And that's a different area than where Bronze Apothecary is.
No, Tin Ridge is a completely different mountain.
Yeah, perfect, gotcha.
Yeah, so like you guys are the farthest north. Tin Ridge is the farthest south.
Oh wow. Okay.
Then there's another thing is a missing family heirloom, where Duke Halevop, his rapier is missing and wishes to have it back as it was from one of the Great Wars. And then finally, there seems to be strange noises coming from the sewers. This last one is that there's moans and screams that are being heard and echoing in Mistrot, which is one of the older districts of of the town, of the Cloud District, and it's kind of where either people are new or the less fortunate live. But it's also placed like right above the mine, so it gets the most of the mist and fog that comes up. And you guys would know that's to like the east as well.
Zevarra like is reading over that one and like just looks up real quick at Lor and is like, "Oh my gosh, you might have actually heard something."
I look back and say, I told you it wasn't the wind.
Yeah.
Which of these cases is the closest to us, Dave?
So the Countess, you would have to go north, because that's kind of where the better off people live. The Apothecary would be in the merchant district that this store is put. Oh, sorry, I missed one. There's another one where it's missing children, and it seems that children seem to be disappearing in the middle of the night. Sister Connor from the Hall of the Crimson Stream has more information. Just like how the Hall of the Golden Coral is for Odine, the element of water, you guys would know that the Crimson Stream would be for a rush, which is the element of fire.
What was the sister's name again?
Sister Connor.
So with Aesheon's connections, he thinks that the Sister Connor one is the better one for him, but he's starting to talk aloud. He's like, "Oh, I know Sister Connor, but maybe we should focus on the one that's closest to us first." What all do you think we should do?
Lore pipes up and says, I feel like people disappearing, the kids disappearing is a common theme with the boss disappearing. Maybe there's some commonality in looking, at that case. Maybe we can get some leads or some ideas as if they're connected in some way.
Yeah. I'd much rather get as much information as we can. And if Sir Rumblepatch is really worried, if we focus on some of the scarier cases, then maybe that gives us some extra time and leeway to look for Susan.
Or should we treat this like debt and start with the smallest first to get it over and done with?
Get out of here, Dave Ramsey.
Oh, but you know how these missing cases go.
That's true.
They balloon into the biggest roundabout. Also, I don't know if my nerves can handle the uppityness of the East District and Duke Halva.
Yeah, I think the missing children with Sister Connor, is the best bet. So, Aesheon not trying to take a lead anymore because he's starting to realize that no one will listen to him. Kind of sheepishly, and like his like every time he talks, he like for whatever reason lets his like thaumaturgy go. So it's like his eyes change colors and it booms his voice, and he's just like, I think we should talk to Sister Connor. I know her. I can make the introduction.
Okay.
It's like the front door just keeps opening and shutting for a minute because he's so worked up.
Lore looks at him kind of disgustedly and says, "Kid, you gotta get yourself under control."
Zevarra is just like, yeah, dude, like, we're with you. Take a deep breath. Also, maybe let's get some coffee or food. Like, when was the last
I'm
time?
gonna run over and grab coffee for everybody.
Yeah, can we get? Why don't we all just get lunch? Like, eat something, take a breath. We have some time. We'll do lunch and we'll pick this up this afternoon before Zephan goes out for his scouting mission tonight.
Okay. And you know what? We'll do that. And you guys tomorrow, well, the next day in game, will, it sounds like if I'm hearing right, we'll talk to Sister Connor.
Yes. Yes.
But you know what? Just a quick peek into there. Let's just flash forward. You get into the house. You get in there, you get your buddy. Who's your friend that's with you?
Mad Dog.
So it's just Mad
So
Dog.
it's
Yeah.
just
Mad Dog.
I just figured. So yeah, you're doing your check-ins. Everything gets in there. You open up the room. You find it. And it's weird because as you're going through, you're remembering some of the cases. And like to get to this address, you have to go through Mistrot. And it seems like it's still kind of early enough. Like, what time do you think you left?
It would have been after nightfall, after dark.
Okay. And I guess I should let you guys know how.
Probably like 1 or 2 in the morning is when I'm gonna try to get there, because that's when
Okay.
most people are gonna be like the fastest to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming we found out from like Sister Connor she couldn't meet us till like the next day.
Yeah. Like, you put in the thing, like, they said, yeah, like, tomorrow she'll definitely have time in her schedule. And just to let you guys know, like, the way the light works in this area is, like, there's a vent that goes up to the top where all the steam comes through, but it's kind of like a big skylight, so that's why you're able to get, like, sunlight and a day cycle inside a mountain.
Okay.
And if anyone does weird math to tell me that doesn't work, I'll say, shut up, magic. Anyway.
It doesn't
Yes.
even matter. So.
But yeah, you get in there, and like you're able to open up the door, and you just see it's like this small cottage, and it's just like it just seems like there's nothing in there. Like, it's empty, and it's clean, and it looks like someone has
It's like
just
really clean.
yeah, like there's not even furniture, a bed. There's nothing in there.
But dust. Is there any dust in there?
There's maybe a little bit of dust, but there's like a piece of paper, and all that piece of paper just says, "Beware." We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Let's do it.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Well, as I told everybody, every game has its own vibe. And you guys definitely have the most intense vibe out of the other 2 games. Which is not what I was intending, but is what came out.
Nice.
But that's what happens when you...
That I have to a mom's missing, Dave.
What?
So the closest thing I have to a mom is missing, Dave. You can't do that to me.
Yeah, so it's I guess that I always like giving little peeks behind the curtain. All I told these guys is that you work with Susan Beetlebeak and Brittlebeak, yeah, and she's the one that brought them all together and trusts them. And I took it away from them. Oh. So, but yeah. But yes, that was excellent. For anybody that would like to see more, this will be put up on YouTube. Not this week, but next week. Yeah, along with the other 2 campaigns, such as the Grintax Academy and Sky Pirates. Totally forgot what I named this.
Sky Pirates.
Yeah, they're all fun. The Mist Detectives. So,
Mist Detectives.
Yep. And so,
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you everyone for playing.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I figure we will probably be talking off stream a bunch. I'll be getting
Yes.
I'll be getting hate mail. No.
Not yet. It wasn't too bad yet.
I'll be getting the hate mail.
We're gonna have lots of character growth.
But yeah.
That's why you pick a character that's so young.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah. Once again, thanks guys, and
Bye, everybody.
yeah, see ya.
Alrighty.
Have
See
a
you
good
guys.
night. Thanks, guys.
Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.